Hi everyone, welcome. I have to switch screen. Thank you very much everyone for joining me, and thank you for the chat managers for your help. I really appreciate it. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Milou. I was born clairvoyant, which means I don't use any tools to read. I am also a psychic and a medium. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And also tap on the bell in order for you to be notified when I'm online or when I post a video. Thank you, greeter, for your help. Okay. Well, the major thing besides Afghanistan this morning is the hurricane. We have to pray for these people in Mississippi and Louisiana. It seems like I was hoping it wouldn't be that bad. Someone asked me, I don't remember if it was Saturday, that their family moved, how bad it's going to be. I said it was going to be bad. Oh boy. What concerns me most is the transmission of this virus. So keep everyone in those areas in our prayers, and keep our fingers crossed. Okay, it feels like we are going to be able to, Biden will be able to successfully pull out our troops out of Afghanistan, but I feel they're going to still keep an eye on things that are going on over there. But it's not obvious yet to a lot of people, but intuitively I feel, and it will come out, Biden has played this game with the Taliban, super well, because we have the Taliban right now. Well, the Biden administration has the Taliban right now in a position where they have to make up their minds. Okay, do you want to join the international community and be an international citizen and take part in all those grandiose things that happen, or you want to follow those people that are climbing mountains after mountains and ended up somewhere in Pakistan and the mountain where there is nothing. And they are beginning to like I said, I was focusing on the leader, the Taliban leader. I don't know his name, and he's on the one who's in the palace. I don't know what his title is now, but I'm going to say he's their leader. He's not the only one who's loving what he's seeing, because when he left, the country was in darkness. He came back, there's light. But the fighters as well, yes, they're going to continue to be savages because that's all they know. But it feels like to me, being in Kabul and see the evolution where they are now. When it comes to everything, it's shocking for some of them. They don't even know how to use those tools, but that's okay. They love those things. And Biden is playing on all those things. And let me make a prediction. And I believe I've said this before, probably not in so many words. I feel like saying the Taliban, even if we're not there, the leadership is going to continue to want a relationship with America. Russia and China can do whatever they want. I don't feel it's going to work very well, because I was listening to something, I was reading something this morning. I don't remember if it was on MSNBC or Raw Story, where the Chinese government decides on how many hours of game time your kids are supposed to have on the internet, and they cut them off, by the way, according to the article. So can you imagine, having, well, that's what Trump wanted for us. Unfortunately for him, he failed. But those are the type of things that that family, it's not only Trump, him and his family, they wanted to control, just like she. But let's digress. Let me go back to what I was saying. The Taliban, they don't want, some of them have evolved. They've traveled, they've seen how the things are done, they've lived in Kabul, they've experienced quite a few things. So they want now Afghanistan to be like the rest of the world, stop being a backward place. Unfortunately for them, there are some among them who want to, it's fine with them to stay in the 4th century like things were, and that's going to create major issues for them. But I feel those who want progress will win. But the point I was trying to make is Biden is playing on all those things. We are going to be in Afghanistan. They are going to be cooperating with us. We're simply not going to be physically there, or one day we're going to hear that we have a couple of hundred troops there, okay? But we are still going to be in control. That's my prediction. Biden has played that game amazingly well. Yes, we lost, 13 young people. It's very painful. But give it a couple of months after this is over, when people are when the talking heads start going over and analyzing how things transpired, I feel Biden is going to come out smelling like a rose. Yes, there are some people, they will never be happy with Biden no matter what he does. And I expect to have those, and it's fine. But I feel Biden played the Taliban amazingly well. If we notice, yesterday again we destroyed a car. Thank God we were able to destroy that target, among other things ICSK is trying to do. Intuitively, I don't feel we can, and the Taliban know that. We can do things without asking them, but intuitively, I don't feel we're just doing things over there. There is a coordination that's taking place. Not much of it has come out, but it will. That, the way Biden played the game with them, they show them respect, they treat them well. There are things we have they like, they want, besides money. And when Russia left, don't forget, those guys, they remember when, fighting with Russia. When Russia left, they left them in the dark ages. We are living now, look at Kabul versus where they were. So the Taliban, when I focus on them, they are taking all those things into consideration. No, they don't want to, they're not going to reject Russia and China and others. But they're not going to let America go. And it's because it's to Biden's credit, the way they handle this whole situation. We have some very, very bright people in our military as well. But my intuitively, that's my prediction. That's what I feel like saying, and it will come out. The next reference is Jim Jordan. I predicted a long time ago that he was going to have legal issues before 1/6. I didn't feel he was going to jail. I'm not seeing jail yet. But Jim Jordan, among others in the Republican Party, are terrified. My prediction is they're going to be under major scrutiny. The way Jim Jordan usually goes on the floor and start barking. He's going to have enough now to worry about. Yes, he'll bark, but that's all. There won't be that many bites. Intuitively, I feel like saying this guy he's going to be looking for a new job in the not too distant future for carrying Trump's water for him and for wanting to overthrow democracy. They were all in on it, except for a few who weren't sure where this was going to go because they did not tell everyone. But Bo Burt, Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor, these people, they are all in on it and they are going to suffer the consequences. Some of them will be ruined financially. That's my prediction. I said something not too long ago that I felt Trump is under investigation. I was reading on MSNBC, and I believe it is on the Raw Story website as well, that there are some lawyers and investigators being sent to SDNY. I feel something is about to come down. People have been wondering, will Trump be prosecuted or indicted? As I focus on what's going on at SDNY and New York State as well, Trump has left behind so many breadcrumbs for them to follow, and his arrogance has not helped him either. And as I speak, he's still trying to find a way to overturn our democracy. And if he can't do it, he's going to use his proxies to create violence. And I am saying this because I'm sure some of you have heard, I don't know his name, he's from Pennsylvania, he's running for governor, and he was talking about school boards who are mandating masks, and he said he has 20 people he's going to send to those meetings, and if they're going to have to listen to him, otherwise he's going to force them. I'm sure law enforcement are going to pay him a visit. But that's what the Trumpers or Trumpists, whatever they call them, are doing. And also they have found, I've been saying this before for a long time, these things were not happening in a vacuum. And over the weekend, a lot of anti-maskers who are going to different places causing trouble, they don't leave, they don't have any kids, and they don't live in those areas where they are demanding that the mask mandate not be a policy, if you will. And also Moms for Liberty or something like that, all those groups are coordinated. And I said that before. I predicted, or I said intuitively, I feel none of that stuff was happening in a vacuum. So I am mentioning these things to show that, yes, there is coordination, and more about how those groups are interconnected will come out. But it is beginning to come out. Their leadership is building, the people who are journalists are basically doing a lot of investigations and shining the light on all these people. But I feel like saying they will lose. They're having some effect right now, okay? But if you see what's going on in Florida, where DeSantis basically is on the defensive, I feel intuitively, because he's not being listened to. People are beginning to basically, they are ignoring him, and every day it feels like to me intuitively he's becoming more irrelevant. In fact, over the weekend he was in New Jersey raising money for, I guess, 2022, while people are dying in Florida. And another thing I read as well, I feel it's worth mentioning because I predicted it. I didn't predict it in those terms, but I said that a lot of Republicans, even Trump's core supporters, will jump ship, except for a small percentage that's going to hang out with him. I read this morning, this one is on Ross Story. I will post it, if you guys want to see it. But if you go to the Ross Story website, you will see it. The guy from InfoWar, among others, in the Republican base are turning against Trump. And the writer is saying, he's a conservative writer, he's saying maybe it's time for the Republican leadership to take opportunity of this movement that's starting, that's at its infancy, for them to jump ship and leave Trump behind. I feel this is going to get worse for Trump, that is. And the reason why they are all saying this is because, I said that a long time ago. That was part of the reason why Trump, a lot of people from his base were going to abandon him. He got vaccinated and he knew, basically, his base wouldn't like it. And all, besides the fact that he's a liar, he was misleading them. He told them when he was vaccinated and all that to encourage people to get vaccinated, and they turned on him. They booed him, as we all recall. But I did predict they were going to jump ship from him. It's beginning to happen, I feel intuitively. And there is, as I was focusing on that this morning, what I was getting is resentment. And also, I'm sure all of you heard, because on Twitter, I've been on Twitter a few times over the weekend because I'm trying to work with YouTube on solving some of my issues. But I read a few posts. And the conversation is how many people, conservative talk show hosts, are dropping dead. A whole lot of them are anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers. They are losing a whole bunch of them. And that's putting a lot of question mark on the mind of the base, Republican base. And that's another reason I feel a lot of them will turn on Trump, because among other little things that's happening, also there was something on 60 Minutes. I didn't see the whole thing. I only saw some of the footages about people who have basically walked away from their families, and they were talking about it on 60 Minutes yesterday. But the point I'm trying to make is there are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that are going to culminate. At some point it's going to reach a crescendo, and a lot of people are just going to walk away from Trump. I don't feel it's going to take too long from now, because I believe I've said this before. A couple of big mouths are just going to start turning on him, and then it's going to turn into a movement. That's what's happening. Yeah. So Trump is done. Well, I've been saying he's done, but now I don't remember the last time, or I've never seen anything like the article I'm mentioning, where people like that guy from InfoWars, among others, are basically calling Trump an idiot and asking people to just walk away from him, and some are starting to do that. I don't remember anything like this before. So yeah, we are at the beginning of a turning point. It feels like to me intuitively. And besides Jim Jordan, that I mentioned clearly earlier, there are others in the House and in the Senate as well. They know what they've done. You know, don't be surprised if Jim Jordan and some people turn on Trump. As I am saying this, I'm talking about what happened on January 6th. There is something, because Jim Jordan is getting very paranoid. And he's not the only one. And he knows that Trump will drop him like a hot potato. My prediction is there is a very good chance, it's not 100% yet, because Jim Jordan is looking for a way to save himself. And he's not the only one. I feel like saying, don't be surprised if some people turn against Trump. And the House, mostly in the House, the Senate, they will just shut up. That's what's going to happen, I feel. Okay. I will answer some questions. Boudica, I believe, is asking, where is it? As I look at the screen, someone asked whether McCarthy, okay, yes, Boudica is asking, will Kevin McCarthy be Speaker of the House? I don't think so. I don't see Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House at all. And, you know, even if they were to win the House, I feel somebody's going to challenge him. This guy, he's getting blamed for a lot among Republicans because they don't feel he's doing a good job or he's leading them properly. So, but I don't feel, you know, the probability, I feel intuitively, of Republicans winning the House in 2022 is small. It's possible. It's not impossible. But I feel Democrats have their eyes open, and on the prize, I don't think it's going to happen. Joel Tilson says, Alex Jones said that Trump is stupid for supporting the vaccine. Yeah, that's why, you know, that's the name I remember InfoWar because that's the thing he created. But Alex Jones is the one that called Trump stupid. And that's what a lot of them are doing. But, you know, this is a double-edged sword. What's going to happen is they're turning against Trump, but they're dying at the same time. I don't think I made that point clear. So there is no choice but to get the vaccine. And they're going to take that Ivermectin, that so-called horse drug, you know, I'm being the drug that's used to deworm animals, that's going to kill a lot of them too. Just like that guy, his name is Caleb from Texas. He left his wife with 3 kids and pregnant. He didn't want to wear a mask. Unfortunately, he suffered the consequences. We're going to have a lot of those in the coming months. People who are going out without mask, you know, saying COVID doesn't exist, don't listen to Fauci. And I predicted that a year ago that a lot of them were going to drop dead, unfortunately for them. And that's what was going to force a lot of them to get vaccinated. By the way, some of them are vaccinated. They simply, just like Trump, they're lying to people they're not saying. Okay? Just like the people at Fox News, they are all vaccinated. And they can't work there if they're not. They'll get fired. Just like CNN, from what I understand, they fired 3. I mean, CNN is not like Fox, but I thought I'd mention it since it came to mind. They fired, I believe, 3 of their staffers because they either were not vaccinated or refused to get vaccinated. Yep. So, uh, let me answer some more questions. Julian Wilson says, all my Trumper families know not to talk that craziness around me. I know what you mean. It can be hard to listen to. Okay. Debbie Johnson is saying, Gloria Burgeon has a good question. Can you scroll up? Sure. Let's see. I am scrolling up looking for Gloria. Hopefully Gloria had some emojis so that will catch my attention. I don't see it. Cheryl. Okay, Boudica, my older sister, married a Trumpster, and she's now one. I told, oh, that's not the question. I don't see it. If I see it, I will. It's very difficult. You know, some people complain sometimes. You know, I don't understand this. Unless someone sits here with me, how I look at the screen and I'm talking to you guys. When I turn left and look at the screen, it's not easy to read everything because I am about more than an arm's length away from the screen. And I have to adjust my glasses, I'm sorry. You know, people get upset when I don't answer their questions on Monday evening and Saturday evening. I'm sorry, but I do those things to show to people that, you know, when you say you're psychic, I feel you got to do, you got to, in the rap world, from what I understand, you got to be able to spit anywhere you are. That's a nasty term, but that's what came to mind. Rev Run said that in one of the episodes, with one of his kids when they used to have that TV show, Rev Run. And so I believe no matter where you are, no matter what, you got to be able to read. So the only way I can prove to people that I'm, and also it helps me, people book readings for me as well. But I love to do, I've been doing mini readings for people for, oh my God, since early 2001, 2002, when on AOL using those chat rooms. So, I'm used to doing it. I love doing it. I enjoy it. But some people get really upset if they post a question, I don't answer it. I can't see everything, unfortunately. I'm a one-man show. So some people think I see their questions and I don't answer it. I don't. I just turn left, or if I see emojis, that's where my eyes go. Just like just now I just did, I saw those emojis, and then I'm looking for Miss Green. Okay, let me go down, scroll down. But unless you sit here, it's very hard to understand. Okay. Electra Storm says, Gloria Bergen. Okay. Yeah, I feel, there's a very good chance our troops will be out of Afghanistan tomorrow safely. If I see anything changes, but there is, like I just said a little while ago, and that's why I said it, there is coordination between us and the Taliban, among other ears that we have on the ground over there. And we have some amazing weapon systems as well, that can stop, the minute the rocket takes off or something, we shoot it down. So they're going to continue trying, but so far I don't see them succeed. And killing more troops. Let's keep our fingers crossed, but so far I think we're going to be okay. So, let's see. But we're going to get out. All right. Okay, Debbie Johnson says, you have said some, okay. The question, Debbie Johnson says, the question is, will all get out safely from Afghanistan? I just answered that. You have said some will be left behind. I don't mean Americans. Some of them will choose to stay. But I feel, even, let me tell you guys, okay, even after tomorrow, we will still have operations in Afghanistan bringing people out. So if there are Americans who want to leave the country, they will. There'll be communications. Tomorrow is the official date, don't worry. And also, those or the people I said who are going to be left behind are not Americans. They are Afghanis. Is that the right way? Yeah, I believe that's the right way to say it. Okay, but that's what I was talking about. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. I have to run. This is something, the person is going to call me again, an important phone call. I have to answer it, and it's time to go. I will be back this evening, same time. You can ask personal questions or any other, political questions that you have. Thank you, everyone, for your support and for spending time with me. I will see you this evening. Till then, bye.